doing anything. They cannot make you go down there. They're going to intimidate you into thinking that because they're going to use fear tactics. That's what their thing is. Well, then I would just walk across the street and sit right across the street. And there's no one there with you at all. That's still 100 feet. You don't have to be down here. I don't understand. Like, you weren't doing anything. You had a ticket to be there, and they just kicked you out because Mike Stanfield said so. Like, wow.
Yeah, he was there.
I know, I saw him. Oh, I know, I saw him. I saw his nasty ass right away.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So, okay, so you saw him. Did you see the bookstore lady acting like she was going to grab my fucking phone out of my hand?
Yeah, and you were asking if anybody got it screen recorded. I did not, but once you're done with your stream, you can go into your back office and go into the live portion, and you can download that whole stream that you did. Yeah, so that way you can it'll even let you clip it all up. So that's good too. Yeah. And if you need any help with any of that, please let me know and I'll help you out. No problem.
I will.
Mile away. You're alone. I feel so bad that you're alone.
No, I'm good.
I feel so bad. I do not like that you're out there by yourself, Pink Pony. That's not good.
Yeah, but to go inside and set up your camera, like what did you think you were going to do? That's not a vigil. That's not a protest. That's infiltration. And they had every right to throw her out. They did.
Hi, beautiful people. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well and having a wonderful weekend. On Friday, December 13th, Gypsy Rose had a meet and greet and it was being live streamed on some Morbid X YouTube channel. There were thousands of people watching, and then you even had other content creators streaming his live stream. You did have Fancy MACELLI on his panel with a few other people. Fancy was the one that brought up the idea to protest at this meet and greet of Gypsy Rose. So to my understanding, some Morbid actually agreed with Fancy on this idea, and he actually asked his audience if there were people that was interested, if they were, that people could donate and help out with the expenses. So once again, to my understanding, Pink Pony is the only person that I know committed. And Samorbid did say that he did help 2 other people out with gas, but unfortunately, they were unable to make it. Anyways, Pink Pony did fly down to New Orleans to go to the event. Now bear in mind, this was just what Samorbid was doing with his community. So with that said, Samorbid actually spoke about what they could do. And what I took away from what was being discussed on his channel was that Pink Pony was there to record what was happening down there. The day arrives, everybody is watching the live stream, including Fancy, and then so much happens. Like Pink Pony got escorted out of the venue, and I will have the link to that live stream down in my description box for you guys to go and check it out. Fancy is sympathetic to Pink Pony being escorted out of the venue, and then she leaves and goes and does her own live and talks shit about that whole situation.
But I'm hoping I can get you guys in here and we can discuss some of what went on at Pink Pony. Or no, not Pink Pony. I mean, the vigil for Dee Dee. It was not at all what I thought it was going to be like. I'm very sad. I just feel like she should have had a bigger crowd. I feel like it should have been more organized. I don't know. What I saw was not what I was hoping it would be. And it certainly did not make the splash that I was hoping that it would.
Should have, could have, would have. Always happens when you're not involved in something, Fancy. And it's easy to sit back and bitch about something and criticize others when you yourself didn't contribute or help out in any way, except just come up with the idea. And if you wanted a splash, you would have put in the effort to make sure there was a splash. But clearly you didn't. So, in my opinion, you have no room to talk, yet alone judge others and be sad about the situation that was not.
I was getting lots of criticism in Morbid's chat because I was upset that I didn't feel like this was the way that it should have gone. I felt like there should have been chanting and there should have been signs. And I mean, if you're going to go, especially if you're going to fly there, I just don't understand why you wouldn't have a sign. And trying to go inside. Why? But why were they trying to go inside? I don't understand. Like, why would you want to go inside? The whole idea was to protest outside and make some noise and have your signs and your candles ready to go and singing and whatever you need to do and getting the notice of the news media that was there. And now Anne has done some sort of video of, something with Lifetime where she was interviewed and they got it. But, I don't understand what that's going to do because they're just going to take that and turn it around on her.
What are you missing, Fancy, that you don't understand? Pink Pony went to another state alone, as we all saw. She was solo in the beginning. She bought a ticket to try to get in and show people how things were going down at the book signing. But unfortunately, she was shut down. And you guys saw the clip at the beginning of this video. Fancy was sympathetic to Pink Pony. So now, why is she turning on her? Did she expect Pink Pony to live stream, chant, hold up signs and candles, all on her own? She's supposed to be doing all this by herself. Fancy is now saying all this because of how she feels she has been treated in Morbid's live comment section. Boo-hoo, Fancy.
That's just completely stupid. I don't think that this was at all. Yeah, like no one had ever been to a protest before. I don't know. You know, exactly. It wasn't good. I'm sorry. It wasn't good. Communities were. Why were they not out there? Why did we not put up flyers to advertise that? Why were there not signups for locals to come and and have a place to be and organize it? Why did we not do any of that? I backed off. I suggested it and then I backed off because I heard that Morbid and them were doing all kinds of stuff and they were raising money and everything. So I let it go.
We? Fancy? Who's we? Oh, that's right. You backed off, as you just said. So there is no we. Fancy, if this was so important to you, you wouldn't have just let it go because you saw Morbid doing his stuff. It's just dumb. You would have worked with him to make sure that things went the way you expected it to go or wanted it to go. Even if you couldn't make it there yourself. You could absolutely take credit for having the idea. But as far as you bitching, criticizing, and judging anything and anybody about the situation, you have no room to talk. But then also, I bet if things did go the way you wanted it to go, you would have absolutely taken full credit. At the end of the day, Fancy, an idea is just that, an idea. But actions, something else. And Pink Pony delivered with her actions, no matter what went down. And she deserves her flowers.
And they have no right to take away their cameras. They have no right to take away
I knew they were going to get ahead of it
signs,
somehow,
nothing.
some way. I knew they would get ahead of it. I knew it.
I knew they would. And I knew nobody was going to show up like this. Like
I did not think. I thought it was going to be at least 20 of us.
I at least hoped that Ivory would bring her friends with her and the community would stand together with her.
I mean, I don't want to down it for the people who did go. I mean, you know, props to the people who did go.
No, Celeste, if they'd stayed across the street, there was nothing they could have done. It's because they were trying to go inside that Bree was able to do that. And they should have never tried to go inside. Yeah, it was too much and we should be better.
And then it went to dodging her for her looks. That's when I
Right.
I think Ivory had the right idea, but she was too late getting there. And I don't think she had good any backing.
No, I don't. At least they showed up. Yes, at least the 4 people that showed up. But what I'm saying is I'm very sad that more people didn't show up to support those 4 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have been outside and held the vigil. That's what I thought they were going to do. They never did anything. They didn't do anything.
You know, props to the ones
It's
who did
sad.
go.
I'm not complaining, but it wasn't safe for me to go there, and you know that. It wasn't safe for me to be there because they would have harassed me, and you know that. But what I'm telling you is I'm very sad that this was supposedly organized. I stepped away so that it would be organized by Morbid and them, so that it didn't have my name on it, so that people couldn't say, oh, this is just a fancy bullshit. And then you want to come in here and you want to sit here and say shit to me because I didn't go.
Oh, so now she left for it to be organized by Morbid and Company, so it would not have her name on it? Wow. Anyway, who got ahead of what? Because from watching the live after the fact, no one, in my opinion, got ahead of anything. Those 4 people that did show up did their thing. And if anyone else recalls, Bree and her clan had a lot to say about how they were going to sit on a park bench, and if they see Pink Pony, they were going to smack her in the face. They're all just cowards. Bree had a chance to confront Pink Pony, but she walked past Pink Pony with her tail between her legs. She had to go onto a live stream to talk smack about Pink Pony when Pink Pony was literally just across the street. And Bree didn't have the guts to even confront her. What does that say? And whatever Lifetime comes out with, the raw footage is right here on YouTube on some Morbid and other content creators' YouTube channel, so nobody got ahead of anything or anybody, in my opinion. And Fancy, Ivory Rose Grows did what was best for her, what made her feel safe. So, to hell with you and your expectations. Why didn't you go and stand with her? Oh, never mind. You are not safe, as you said. But the Ivory Rose Grows was there. Put herself in harm's way. Maybe you should learn to do better yourself, Fancy.
Then the organizers should have had that for you.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, if I had done all of that, then there would have been things, you know, there would have been things that I would have put together. But I backed away and I let them go. You know, I let Morbid handle it because he was raising funds and he was doing this and that, and no one showed up. Nobody.
I know. I couldn't believe that either. I really thought there was going to be kind of a decent turnout.
I at least hoped there would be 20 people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they did have there was a person who had another sign. Yeah, exactly. Everybody was just on their own. And that's the thing. I don't know what he did with those funds. I don't know where they went. And I'm not questioning any of that. He's saying he's sending it to Pink Pony. They're going to go have dinner or whatever. Okay. But that money should have been put into promoting it and putting it. No, there was not even 15 to 20 people. There were four people. Four people. The last week that we were planning all this, there should have been people putting up signs everywhere. That's the thing. There should have been all of these different things and nothing happened. And I feel so bad that Pink Pony was just kind of left out there on her own forever. Yeah. You know, and that's the thing. Like, I felt very scared for her safety. Yeah. But she still should never have gone up inside of there.
Yeah.
You know, you
That
can't
was a
do
big
it
mistake.
If you had done, keyword is if, Fancy. But in reality, you did nothing to help out in any way, shape, or form. And you said you don't know what he did with those funds, talking about Morbid, and that you're not questioning any of that. But what you are doing, since he did tell you and everyone else what he did with those funds, is you trying to put doubt in people's minds and make him look a certain kind of way. And that is fucked up, Fancy. You said the last week we were planning. No, you weren't part of planning anything, Fancy. There is no we. Now let me remind you of the excuses you used. You said you let it go because Morbid was doing all kinds of stuff. Then you said you backed off because you didn't want your name attached to it. Oh, and also that you were not safe and that you would be arrested. And later in the live, you said there wasn't enough time. Now, that's all it is. Excuses, in my opinion. In one breath, you feel so bad for Pink Pony being left out there alone, and that you felt bad for her safety. But then in the next breath, you continue to judge her for going into the bookstore. And what did you contribute, or how did you participate, Fancy?
There should have been way more done that wasn't done. And I'm not criticizing the organizers. I'm criticizing the fact that this happened the way it did, and it's going to look like another joke. That's the problem. Yeah. I'm upset with the fact that the turnout didn't happen, that the vigil didn't happen. Okay, that's what I'm upset about. It didn't do any of the things that it was supposed to do. It didn't educate anyone. It didn't show that we were upset, showing our, you know, that we don't want Gypsy Rose to be a public icon all over the place. It did not honor Dee Dee. It did not do any of those things. 4 people showed up, and you guys are okay with that. You think that's a great deal. No, it made us look ridiculous.
Fancy, in my opinion, you are the biggest joke. For you to say that you are not criticizing the organizers, when you just sat on your platform doubting what Morbid did with the funds, and then you say what he should have done with the funds that he raised, to judging Pink Pony's decision to buy a ticket to go to the event, and then saying that there should have been way more done than what was done. Look, again, you have no room to talk, but I suppose it will all be left to be seen how it should be done, since you mentioned that you will be having actual vigils next year when you go cross-country doing your book tour. You know what blows my mind with people like Fancy and her new BFF without a crystal ball? They mention how they wish everyone can just come together and work together. Yet as you guys just saw Fancy, I feel as just a two-faced backstabber. She will use you for what she can get, and Fancy just makes things worse for herself. She cannot control her emotions and cannot be objective. Fancy absolutely knows so much of the backstory about Gypsy Rose, but I feel she must learn how to work together with people. But in this life, when Without a Crystal Ball comes into a life, and it seems as though Fancy started stumbling when they started speaking about the Bree situation. I will actually have that in another video, and I apologize to you guys, but I can only take Fancy in small increments. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I will have Fancy's live and Morbid's live in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and upcoming week. Please be safe out there, be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories. Bye guys.